Crystal says she has a 5-year-old.
Crystal?
Yeah, working with CVC words in English, pre-reading, and wants to
Okay.
practice writing the words in Spanish. Should we
Aw.
practice writing the words how they actually are?
Mhm.
She adds,
I'm assuming she means with spelling.
yeah, legato sounds like uh, goto in English. How they sound in English or how they actually are. So should she? I think she's asking about inventive spelling.
Spelling, yes.
Is that right, Crystal? Is that what you're asking?
She comments later.
She says heart.
Heart. Oh, okay. Love it. So yeah, inventive spelling, it's all about how it sounds. So
Yeah.
don't worry about teaching spelling. You'll do it later.
Regardless of the language, English, Spanish, French, whatever.
Spanish is also fairly phonetic.
More so than English. Even.
Much more so than English. So it's whatever your child hears, you're going to validate. Now, there will come a point, and she says she has a 5-year-old. So there will come a point where your child is like, hey, this doesn't look right. You know, like I've seen the word cat or gato in books, and there's something seems wrong. Then they might ask, like, is this spelled right? And then you can read it back aloud to them. And so the way I would do this is I would say, okay, let's read it back, and I will take my finger, go back to the beginning of the word, and then sound out each letter the way it sounds. K, at, or g, t, o. Right? Is this in Espanol? Right? Your sounds are going to be different, right?
Let's do coche, right? Car, right? Isn't that coche? So, like, they might spell it with a K instead of a C. That's fine. But to your point, then you would start to read it aloud, and you would be like, this doesn't sound like what I thought it was going to sound like.
Yeah, so if you read it phonetically in whatever language you are in, and whatever the sounds sound like in that language, then your child should be able to hear themselves the difference. And this is what Maria Montessori says we should do with all spelling. You know, don't worry about teaching the spelling rules yet. There's plenty of time for that in the elementary years. And that's where we teach spelling.
And I think, honestly, because she's talking about CVC words, I mean, you're the expert in this for sure. But I think that kids can decode the word cat, like so they're reading it, even if they can't recreate the word cat with the movable alphabet. So
actually, it's the reverse.
Oh, tell me. So, like, if I'm reading, let's say I have a little board book and it's like the cat sat.
Oh, okay.
And then I say, oh, spell it, but like separately I say, spell the word cat, and they spell it with a K. Is that common to see that sort of, or?
Yes.
Because they can decode the word cat.
Actually, I mean, it's the writing comes before reading. And so we would be practicing writing the word cat and then showing them the word cat. So ideally, you would be introducing words that your children have practiced with before you give them something to read the word with. But in reality, what we know is that you're reading so many stories to your kids, like you're reading to them constantly. There's print everywhere environmentally around them.
And they want to know what those words mean.
And so you just have to, like a lot of Montessori does at that point, come down to trust. You know, so some of those start to blend. Like, it's not that we have to introduce a word with the movable alphabet first before they can see it.
Can't have the book that says cat in the hat.
It's going to be both. They're going to both be reading and be encountering the word cat, and they're going to be writing the word cat with a movable alphabet. And they might mix up the K and the C or put extra letters in instead. And especially with bilingual or multilingual children, it might take a little bit longer for those kind of sound letter relationships to sort themselves out, and you just have to trust that they will. They will sort themselves out. Might take them a couple extra years, but guess what? After a couple of years, they're going to have twice the amount of knowledge that a child who's learning a single language will know. Like they're doing an astounding amount of brain work, and so if it takes a little longer to do double the amount of work, like, it's so worth it. And remember that on the topic of multilingualism is that multilingualism is the natural state of
for sure.
of being a young child, growing up learning languages. Like,
Yeah, we in
because
America are really weird.
I know this whole
Not everywhere. I
English
mean,
first, English everywhere here in the United States.
it's not the norm. Like you travel to many places in the world and people speak multiple dialects. So.
Yeah. And even the indigenous people here in North America, which, like, I mean, it was just, I don't even know how many languages there were
Oh
here,
gosh,
just
I have no idea
in North
either.
America before
Thousands and thousands.
colonialism,
Yeah, yeah.
like thousands of languages. So we're talking about like villages that lived very, very close to each other
It's
that
the
were much
same still in
smaller.
India. Like you find this,
Even
there's
I was
so
just even
many
thinking like
languages
here in
in
the
southern
Bay
India.
Area, there were so many languages just in this one small part of California.
Well, even in the city that we live in, I mean, we're kind of going off task here a little bit, but I know just even in our neighborhood, I think it's probably as much Chinese spoken as English,
Yeah.
and only Chinese or Chinese and English because it's just such a vibrant place in terms of like the language groups.
So just remember that this is a normal state. It is the norm. Multilingualism should be the norm. It shouldn't be a single language is the norm. The norm for human growth and development is multilingual. And so if you just hold yourself really fast to that principle and say like, this is a normal process of learning, it's multilingualism is where it's at, then give your children the extra couple years they need to work through the issues, and it's going to be amazing in the end.